Hello and welcome to SULKNATIONtv. In this video, I'm going to finally do a proper first drive video. So, I'm in my 2005 plate Honda Accord Type S. I've had this car for about 2 weeks. I've not driven it too much in that time, essentially because I was waiting for an opportunity to come up to film a proper first drive video, not let's just take it to the shops and see if I can get my seat position sorted sort of drive video. So I've got some country lanes that I know well coming up. I'm not going to take the car down some of the more difficult handling country lanes, and the reason for that is on the MOT, a repair or monitor if necessary issue is the steering rack. Now there's some play in the steering rack. There definitely is. There's a vibration. I've had track rods go on another car, so I'm pretty sure it's not that. It's not the same sort of vibration. But until I get the play in the steering column fixed, the steering rack, whatever you want to call it, I'm not going to chance it on more hardcore lanes. But this is going to be hardcore enough, I feel. So 40 at the moment, and then it moves to 60. So let's give the car a bit of a spanking. It's not ideal road conditions today. Annoyingly, it's raining, so that's why the windscreen wipers are going to be going off intermittently, going the blades need to be replaced. But my first impressions as we about to go around a bend, for a car of this size, it doesn't float. It's not like a Passat or a Mondeo. It doesn't float when you take it round a bend. It does feel very front heavy, but in all honesty, I mean, it feels very, very attached to the road. Now I'm doing a little above the speed limit on this road right now, and I know the road quite well, so, you know, I'm okay doing that. The legalities of it are something else, but yeah, it feels like it sits around these bends nicely. I mean, you know, these bends, they're nice long turns, so you can control how the car's performing through modulation of the throttle. And I've got to say, I mean, it's definitely gripping better than I thought it would. I mean, you put the nose in, it heads in that direction. It doesn't feel like a Passat. Like I've mentioned, it doesn't feel floated. It doesn't feel like the front end is floating around each corner. It feels pretty tight, pretty solid. And as if you've watched any of the other videos, you may have seen, I'm a little bit like, the ride height is a little bit too rally spec for me. It's a little bit too up in the air. So I will be getting some lowering springs. I'm not going to go to coilovers at this moment in time. There's a few things I need to get sorted on the car before I spend, you know, 800 quid on a good set of coilovers. So I'm going to get some eye-back lowering springs more than likely, and yeah, we're gonna lower the car a little bit. I've got an ultra racing top mount strut brace coming, which along with some eye-back lowering springs should create even better handling. And for a car of this size, that's what I wanted to do. One of the reasons I fell in love with the Accord Type S was the fact that I can see a lot of potential, and making a big car handle like a smaller car, like a car that's renowned for handling, like let's say an FN2 Civic Type R or an EP3 Civic Type R, because there is an argument with the Civic owners about which one is better. Now I have driven an FN2 and I have driven an EP3, and I would say you can tell the handling is a little bit more assured with the EP3. But I think the FN2 is very good. It's a very good car. I do need to get used to this car. I need to get used to the way the gearbox works, because it's very different to a German car. It feels a bit like it's got a short shifter in it. I'm not sure. The closest I've come to, you know, the way that this moves from second to third is on a short shifted gearbox in my friend's Golf GTI Mark 6, a very modified one, and it does feel very much like that. The clutch bite is pretty low, which I'm a big fan of. In all honesty, in the time I've had the car, I've maybe driven it a handful of times, and I've enjoyed it more and more each time, which is normal with a car, isn't it? You know, the more you get used to it, the more you enjoy it. But I've been shocked and surprised with just how well this car moves for a big car, especially as the fact that the 2.4 litre engine is, I mean, it's the K24 3A. The fact that it's only got 190 brake horsepower, I don't understand. It's been detuned. It's clearly been detuned compared to the 2 litre. I mean, look at that. That's just under 4,000 revs in third gear before the gear change, and I was doing over 60. So it definitely pulls, and it really does stick to the line that you're driving. It's very, very good. Considerably better than I thought it was going to be, and from what I can tell, this is stock suspension, stock bushings. I mean, I haven't changed them. There's no paperwork for them. I mean, the car did come with a full service history, but there was no receipts or paperwork with the car, which is disappointing because I don't know what's gone on. And looking at the VIN number, I can't seem to get decoders that I've tried so far to work out what package this car had from the factory. So there will be more research being done. I'm going to spend a good few hours getting to grips with everything to do with this Accord Type S. And to be fair, VTEC, Hondas, Accords in general. I mean, this is third gear. I mean, the power is so linear. I know I've come out of an R53 Mini Cooper S, which is a supercharged Mini Cooper, and you know, I highly modified it. You know, all the reduced or enlarged pulleys going on, and that car, as you expect with a supercharged car, that is power delivery instantly. The more your foot's on the throttle, the more fast you're going to go, which to be fair is generally how you drive a car. But you know what I mean. If you've driven anything that is in the slightest bit performance based, you know exactly what I mean with that statement. And it's the magic of VTEC in this car that I can hit just over 3,000 revs and oh, I'm away. I'm impressed. I'm really, really impressed with just how well this car deals with roads, deals with speeds, deals with acceleration. It's spot on. Now this is a slightly tighter road than the previous one. It's also not anywhere near as well preserved. There's a lot of potholes on this road, so I will be dodging those because I don't want to knacker my aftermarket wheels, which came with the car. They're Riva, and I'll stick up now what style they are because I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're Riva. So we're talking, I think it's about 600 quid for a set of 4 with tyres. So, you know, you're talking about budget, higher end budget sort of alloys here. I like them. I think they look really good. Will they stay on the car? Yeah, until I can afford to replace them. So I've got some in mind that I think will look banging. This is the problem with country lanes though. You do get stuck. You get stuck quite readily behind other cars. So what I'm going to do is slow down a little bit. I'm going to drop back into third because there's a 60 mile an hour part coming up now, and I think let's have a nice burst of pace. So slow down, let's drop it down to 30. Here we go. And I'm in third, I'm doing 31 miles an hour, and let's go. And this is where it kicks in. You feel it noticeably at about 3,500 revs. As soon as you're over that 3,500 rev mark, this car just keeps going. You feel the power delivery just kick right in. I mean, but it feels like it can handle it. I think that's one of the biggest differences in driving this road from the R53 that, you know, was my last car to this, other than the huge difference in size, obviously, is you don't expect this car to be able to put down the power and the handling, especially when you look at the factory specs. You don't expect it to do it, but it does. It does it. It maintains it. I mean, I'm just thinking of all the possibilities. Imagine this on some lowering springs, get the bushes done, and everything would be happy. Now, that was a little bit more of an urgent stop than I intended, but this is a lay-by I wanted to stop in and just talk to the camera on for a second. So, I paid £2,350 for this car. It's got 116,000 miles on the clock. It's a 2005 plate Accord Type S. It's got the K24 3A engine, and so far in my ownership, I think, and you know, touch wood, I think I've picked a very, very, very good car. I really do. I think I've picked potentially, especially for the money I paid for it, you know, I've got a lot of car for the money, but if this is how well it handles in stock form with a little bit of a dodgy steering rack, the ideas and plans I've got for this, which I'll go through in deeper detail in another video, it's going to make this car absolutely amazing. It already feels like a great base to start on. I mean, so far, I am absolutely thrilled with this car. I really am. So that was a quick little first drive video, just getting used to the car, getting used to some windy roads. There will be more intense windy roads coming up in other videos. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, please, please subscribe, turn on notifications, hit the thumbs up button and like the video. And until the next time, I've been me, you've been you, and well done for that.